Hey, Shiny Diamonds. So we as Diamond coaches came together and decided that we were going to answer some of your questions that you had on your surveys because we asked for feedback on what trainings you felt that you would benefit you the most. And we kind of sat down and figured out that we would make Saturday morning would be like a question and answer. So we're just going to address some of the things that we saw in the surveys and that we feel like we probably won't spend a lot of training time on because there's so many trainings available to you already. And we'll just kind of help point you in the right direction so that you can find the resources that you need to help you move forward in your business. So first, one of the questions that we had was, how do I fit it all in? Like, how do I find the time? Like, I'm busy with work. I have a full-time job. I come home, I'm tired. How do I fit it all in? How do I fit in a power hour? So there's actually a few video resources available on YouTube that I've seen. The thing that I could recommend the most would be to follow other coaches who built the business while being full-time. You have coaches, that are all over Facebook that have built an amazing and incredible business while still having a full-time job. The other suggestion that I would have is to break it up into pieces. It doesn't all have to be at the same time. So if you could do 30 minutes in the morning or 15 minutes in the morning and 15 minutes on your lunch break and then 30 minutes at night, then you've just completed a power hour. It doesn't all have to be at one sit down. So try to fit it into the cracks of your day as best as you can, and it's just going to take a lot of discipline in utilizing your time. So I hope that answers that question. A few questions I got are questions that I think that if you did a little bit of digging, you guys could find, or maybe if you asked your coach or in the crew, we could point you in the right direction. So a few of those topics were when to post on Facebook, posting to Facebook basically, how to be organized, how to run challenge groups. And so I wanted to let you guys know that there are tons of resources on this, like so many resources. Bombshell Dynasty calls, there are national wake-up calls that may pertain to that. There may even be some trainings that may pertain to what you're asking. And so don't be afraid to reach out and ask in the crew, for direction. It's better for you guys to find the answers and be pointed in the right direction and find the answers than someone just giving it to you, because that's how most coaches learn. So I would definitely do that. Another thing I suggest when it comes to social media, if that's where you feel like you're lacking, podcasts. There are so many social media podcasts out there. I listen to a ton of them. The Social Media Marketing Happy Hour is one. It's only like 15-minute podcasts. You've got Michael Stelzner is another one. There's Michael Hyatt. There is Amy Porterfield. There are so many resources available to you about social media, just strictly about social media. So just Google is my best friend. So if all else fails, Google it. And I don't want to come off like I'm avoiding your question or I don't have the answer, but I can honestly tell you that finding it and researching it is the best thing that you can do to grow your business. But like I said, utilize the crew. Ask around in the crew for advice and tips. That's what we're here for. Another question we had is how to work the back office and the website. Personally, what I can tell you is this. The back office, I don't even have it completely mastered. But what I can tell you is I've just played around with it. I've spent time. If that's something that you feel like you really need to learn how to utilize, just spend time playing around with it because you'll find things. And they're also going to be changing it up a little bit. I don't know how. So just understand that the back office is kind of like social media. It's ever changing and there's always going to be changes and improvements. And so just kind of play around with it and see, what you need to utilize. You probably won't use some of the resources in there, but if you could take maybe 10 minutes every day and play around in the back office, you're going to start to learn and understand it. But again, asking the crew, there may be some resources that we could point you to, videos. I'm sure Beachbody has videos. I'm pretty sure Beachbody has videos on how to work the online office. Another one is, let's see. I kind of addressed the first one on how do I fit it all in, but another one I would suggest is someone was just wondering where to start basically, like how do I fit all of this in? And I can tell you if you only have a certain amount of time, 3 vital behaviors. That's how you're going to fit it all in. Keep it simple. Don't overcomplicate it. That's when you get into some really, really sketchy things, is because you start to overcomplicate. So start small. 3 vitals. Work from a list. It's something, if you want to, listen to the workshop that Brittany and I just did this last week, because that really helps you see that in an hour, you can really do a lot. You can complete a lot. Another one was how to invite. I get a lot of that because our crew kind of struggles with invitation process, but no more. We're overcoming that. So invitation process, there is, in the files tab, there is a training dedicated solely to invitation process. It's called Invite School. And so I would recommend that you do one of those every single day, that you do one of the, some of the information in there, that you complete a task in every single day, because invitation process is kind of like getting bucked off of a horse. You just got to get back on and ride. So invitation process, you just got to do it. You've got to reach out. The thing is, you guys, is I think we worry about what we're supposed to say, and we worry that we're going to say something wrong, so we don't say anything at all. So does that make sense? So just say something. Hey girl, how's it going? And open the door. They're your friends. Treat them like friends. Don't worry about the end result. Just start friendships and, really start relationships. Okay, another one, getting started right. We're actually going to be putting something in the files tab to help you guys work on getting your coaches started off on the right foot. I will tell you this though, you can have the most amazing getting started right prepared, but unless it's that person's time to really go, it doesn't really matter. Does that make sense? So don't worry about having to have this perfect system. And while you need to have a system and things that you teach your coaches, don't put so much pressure on yourself to be this amazing leader. We're learning, we're growing. I was a baby coach. I still feel like a baby coach. We all start somewhere. And I can tell you that I was Breezy's first coach. I didn't know that at the time, but I was Breezy's first building coach. And she's told me before that there are things that she wishes she would have taught me. But, she was a baby coach at one point too. And so there are things that I didn't know about when I started. And there's probably times I've fallen short with you guys. And so don't put this pressure on yourself to be a perfect leader and to have all of these answers. But we have some files that we're going to be adding to help you guys get your coaches started right. Personal development. How can I improve on my personal development? Set reminders, set alarms. Have a plan of action in place. So instead of saying, okay, I'm going to do personal development at 1 p.m. every day, but not knowing what you're reading or what you're listening to, have a plan of action. Know what you're going to listen to. Have those podcasts downloaded or have a book picked out ready to go. Have a plan. So personal development, it doesn't have to be you sitting down. I listen to personal development while I cook dinner. I listen to it while I do the dishes. I just have personal development on a lot. But I want you to make sure that you are setting aside time where you can really listen to your personal development or really read your personal development, because it's so easy to have it on as background noise and not get anything out of it. So really try to listen to the messages that are given. I also listen to it while I work out, but here's the problem. I had to stop doing that because I was making notes instead of working out. But that's a good way to catch up on calls. If you want to listen to a call because you've done the 21-day fix upper body workout so many times that you could do it in your sleep, then turn down the volume and listen to a podcast. I think that's all of the questions that we had so far. If you're going to want your questions answered on next week's call, then I want you guys to, you're going to have your questions and surveys put in by Friday. Because I'm making this Friday night instead of, Saturday morning. So let's make sure that we have those in case you want your questions answered. I hope this helps. We're really trying to help you guys see that, to take initiative and to be those leaders. And we want to point you in the right direction. But we also want to give you space and a chance to spread your wings and really fly and really become the leaders that we know you are. So we're so proud of you guys for this week. You rocked it. Like, seriously, I am so impressed with all of the surveys we received. I've seen a shift in attitudes in our team. I've watched people's social medias change, and it's fun. It's exciting. You guys are on the bus. Woo! So keep the momentum. Week 2 is going to be tough. I'm going to tell you that. Not because of what we're doing, but week 2 tends to be the time that people give up or, they let life derail them. So be conscious of that. You are the driver of your bus, So make sure that you keep control of that wheel, that you keep yourself on the right track if this is the goal that you're wanting to reach. So we love you guys. We're proud of you. Don't hesitate to post in the group if you have questions. Remember to message your coach when you have signed someone so that we can shout you out and celebrate with you. And just know that we love you and we can't wait to celebrate when you reach your goal of becoming a diamond. Love you guys.